thank you for it, but it's not necessary.
I
Just wanted
know,
to-
but I just wanted to show you an example that it's okay that you can get into a box with us and ask questions that might be sensitive and get.
I was nervous. Yeah.
Well, you were, but I'm not trying to like praise you, but I wanted to
I know,
show.
but I don't want anybody else to think that for
No.
them that it was, you know, it wasn't something that was easy, because it was hard, because I did ask difficult questions that for me as a Y.T person, to ask somebody those questions, you never know if you're going to get smacked upside the head for asking, or you're going to get thank you for asking that question. So it is nerve wracking to know, is it okay to ask? But I never felt like any of the questions that I put forth on that panel were disrespected or taken disrespectfully, which I greatly appreciate, because I learned so much from that live. And I hope everybody else that was in that live and today's live does as well. It's a very good opening for people who are afraid to talk about topics that can be taboo. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and I will make a little video today on my main page of some books and some YouTube links that you guys can check out to start your little pathway into self-educating. And
It's the only way we're going to get better.
yeah, and so I will post some screenshots of books that you guys can order and read. And if you guys have questions, just in general, I know that Queen of Blessings, Rissa, Miss Auntie Carmen, myself, Pastor Petty, our DMs are always open for that, and we'll help the best that we can, at least in our perspective of being a person of color, a Black person. Okay.
And then another suggestion I have is if we pick maybe one book, and if you seem to get enough interest in it from people, is maybe we choose that book and kind of have like a book club meeting about it, that we can review what we've read and stuff. And if people have open questions, to learn from other people's questions in the forum. Like, I may come up with a question that somebody else didn't think of, but they're like, oh yeah, I'd love to know that. And somebody else might come up with one where I didn't think of it. So if there's enough people that are interested, pick a book and just do weekly or every 2 weeks meetings where we can all have time to read a chapter or two and have a free forum kind of thing. I would appreciate that, to be able to have an open forum to talk with other people to understand what I'm reading.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll post a handful. I'll talk to Auntie Carmen too, to make sure we have some of her books on that list as well. And then I'll have you guys interact with that video and just go read the synopsis on each book and see which one that you seem to be interested in. And then I'll just have you guys comment on the video which one you would like for us to cover as a group, and then the majority one we could do together.
Sounds perfect. Thank you for that. All right, I'm going to bounce down. Thank you, Pastor Petty.
Okay, quickly, because it's back to school night and I gotta go. All of us are grown, so we have been around enough to know what a black scent is. If you're confused on what a black scent is, it's anytime you have heard somebody said, she's ghetto, when they do the wiggle of the neck, when they do the lip smack, when they start talking like this, and girl, you know what, when you don't naturally speak in that manner or that tone, those are your black scents and your black isms. I have seen many of y'all on this here app, whether it's intentional or not, when you are repeating a story or responding to a person you perceive may be ghetto or a person of color, your tone changes. Your mannerisms change when describing situations. I believe some of y'all are aware of what you're doing. If you're in the middle of telling somebody that she told you to go whatever to yourself, but you're not using your regular daytime, everyday voice, and you have to start saying that she was like this, and girl, you know where they do that at. check yourself. Those are isms. That's your black scent. None of that is okay. You are mocking people. Some people can't help it. You're mocking their culture. It is an active choice. There is an occasional slip up. I get it. You get in the moment, you're in the heat of the conversation. You may be talking to a girlfriend, a homie that speaks in that manner. So you may pick up on the lingo. But if it's you solo reiterating a conversation, retelling of a story, there is no reason for you to take on any of that, because the point will be given whether you do it or you don't. I view it as disrespectful. I don't know what your minute notes are, Uncle Daddy, but get to it.
I'm kind of glad you
Uh,
said
I,
that.
I got some Mallory. I got some. I I got some.
Do it,
I'm gonna let y'all
Zay.
have the.
Just do it, Zay.
I'm
Just do it.
Go
okay.
ahead.
Do
We're
it,
not
Pastor.
expecting we're not expecting Mallory to be over here. Out of respect for anybody that has been through a lot. I know they might have done their own thing, but they also have had a week themselves. So I'm not expecting her to come to the box just due to the nature of this week. So I just want to be respectful to that as a minute note. I'm going back mute.
Hi, y'all. And I apologize if you can hear the cicadas. I'm sitting outside. I just had a question because I feel like this hopefully is a safe space. I've been listening to Auntie and everybody else speak. Um, my oldest child's other half is a person of color. And she is on the lighter end of the spectrum. I wasn't sure, like, when people ask, like, about her other half and whatnot, and I explained the situation, and uh, basically they say, well, she doesn't look mixed. Um, I wanted to know, is it appropriate or still okay to call someone who is genetically, uh, her other half is a person of color, if it, you know, is mixed still an okay term?
I mean, where I
Oh
come
my
from,
God.
I
Oh my. Oh.
I I come from the Midwest, and the word mixed is not racist to me. I grew up being called mixed. I'm half white, half black. My child is a quarter black and looks like a Y.T child, but I still tell her she's mixed or she's biracial because she is, and she should embrace her black heritage. So for me, in where I come from, the word mixed or biracial is not racist. Now,
Jenny,
in
stop
other,
barking.
now, Eddie,
Nice girl. Jenny, it's on TV. Stop it.
Oh,
Look, it's on
okay. Okay.
TV.
So we have to understand.
Stop it.
We
Jenny.
have to understand what anti-Semitic things are. We have to understand what anti-black and colorism is. I am a child of a mother who is dark-skinned, and my mother has always been stated that she was my nana, like my nurse. So we got to be careful. These are triggers. See, I was born in the 60s, and I'm just going to say this. I've noticed this on this app a lot, that a lot of white teen women don't know how to be themselves, and that's why I like Wifey. Wifey was so transparent that I think that a lot of women could follow her and learn from her. She's not saying that I'm perfected. She's saying I want to learn because I want to be a better place. I don't think, and I had to have this conversation with my niece. Be who you are. Don't try to be accepted. I don't care what people think or how they feel about me. I'm still going to be Carmen. But what I have seen on this app is very dangerous. White tea women wanting to be accepted by a certain group of black followers just to get a pass to coddle. That's not how you end racism. You're the problem. When you come after me, myself, I don't just get up every day and say, I'm just going to get with it. If I see you double teaming up on somebody, I'm not rocking with you, because you are the problem. Like, you're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. And we need to find out you need to find out. Unpacking is hard to do. And a lot of white tea women use that. Somebody asked a question and I thought Rissa was going to touch on it. White tears. Carolyn Bryant used those tears and a lot of people got upset with me. Ruby is still alive. I follow Ruby. And Ruby comes into my lives. And I have to be careful sometimes when Ruby comes into my life, because she's someone, even though she's a year or two older than me, she's someone who done something that Carmen could never have done. Just know that if your grandparents are still alive when Ruby was going to school, you're part of the problem. Unpacking is hard to do. Unpacking is something that's hard to do, because you're saying that you're saying I don't have privilege. That's not true. You do have privilege. And I'm so tired of white tea people saying this, but I'm poor. That's your fault. Because if I was white tea and I was white and poor, I would use my privilege. Ask any black person that question. And I don't know I tell this to a lot of black folks, because I'll make a lot of black folks and white folks uncomfortable. Switch places. No, I'm not switching with a black man. I could never be Pastor Petty or my sons or my nephews. Never in life. Being a black man is the most hardest thing ever. And then he got to go home. First of all, he got to work for somebody, right, that looks down on him. He's not even equal. Stop saying that we're all equal. We're not. Pastor Petty had to do things in the military that most of us never even thought of having to go through that. And I'm not brown nose, and I'm trying to give y'all some examples of real life. Can you imagine being a business owner in my state and people thought I was the secretary? I didn't put my picture up in the office. My white tea husband did that. So don't say that America has changed. America has gotten bad. And I'm going to tell you something. White tea supremacy within itself is go listen to some of these people on TikTok, how they talk about President Harris, who's getting ready to be the next president of the United States of America. That's a problem. Not only in the white tea community, but also in the black community. So let's not act like it doesn't exist.
Auntie, I love how you speak. You be speaking. I just want to make sure, though, Liz, did you get the answer you needed from Auntie or myself?
Yes, I did. Thank you guys so much. I didn't want to drop because I wasn't sure if she was going to say anything or whatnot, but I will drop
But
now.
do you understand what you said, though? Did you understand what you said?
I guess I am
We
not
can't.
seeing.
That child is still a black child.
Oh, right. No, I know that,
Right?
but I just wasn't sure
But did
if.
you understand what I said? My mother is dark-skinned, extremely dark, and I'm a lighter child. I wanted to be dark-skinned because people thought my mother was my nurse. You see how racism is within its own community? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So a light-skinned child cannot experience anti-black like a dark-skinned person can. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Do you know light-skinned people could say the most cruelest things to a darker person?
I have seen and heard of that before. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead, Queen.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we answered her question that, is it racist to call them mixed or biracial? I don't think so, at least from where I came from. I was always told I was mixed or biracial. And also there is just like Auntie Carmen said, there is racism within our own Black community. Me being light skinned, reverse what Auntie Carmen just said, and I grew up with darker skinned girls making fun of me for being mixed and assuming that I thought I was better than them or that I was snooty and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's true. It happens on both sides of the chocolate color spectrum, if you will. But yeah. All right. I'll mute up.
Queen, don't let this go. She Bear, I gotta make you 2.2. I'm gonna give you 2.2 seconds. I'm gonna make you famous. I was told I was human. That's a lie. And we're all bleed the same. That's a lie. That's not what white tea doctors and nurses see when a Black person comes in. That's not true. Y'all might get to hear my white tea husband. He just pulled up, y'all. Y'all, this chemo is really getting hard on my family, y'all. So y'all pray for my family. And financially, it's tearing us apart because my prescriptions are so expensive that sometimes I won't even take my medications because of how America is to us as a people as whole. So please don't say that person who I just made famous 2.2, you just said we all bleed the same, baby. I wish it was really, truly like that. I really, truly wish it was. I really, truly wish what you were saying was a true statement. That grieves me that you believe that we bleed the same and that's not true. Racism is big in America. And even in the Black community, look how the Black folks are about the next president of the United States. Pastor Petty put a fire under me. He made me say every woman it could be the next vice president of the United States of America.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Shut
Go
your
ahead.
bitch ass up, nigga.
And it always happens on a daily basis.
I knew that was coming. I knew
I knew it was
I was
coming.
waiting for it.
What's funny is that they think that it like does something to us. If anything, you just look.
It doesn't bother us. We know.
Exactly, because I explained to y'all last week of how we
Oh, we lost Rissa. But I mean, that was ignorance. But I see Mallory's here, so I would like to hear from Mallory if that's okay. She's been sitting quietly.
Yeah, first off, I did want to apologize. I know I said this to you in a message, Queen. Nobody told me you were live that night. They told me you got discontinued on your main, and I later on asked, did Queen ever get her account back? But nobody had told me what the discussion was about or to come listen to you. I would have 100% come if I had known about it. And I think you had said Blue was the one who was saying they were reaching out to me. And they were blocked on all accounts. So I did just want you to know that, like, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful and avoid it. Like, I did not know.
Yeah, no, I was just told from somebody that Blue had possibly clipped some of the live. That was because I did do it on my backup. And said that they said that Blue said he was sending you clips of it. And that's when I reached out to you and said, hey, look, I'm uploading it all on YouTube so you can watch it from beginning to end from both accounts. So you didn't think that whatever, I don't know what clips were said, because there were people who had had opinions or put, a statement with your name in it. And I didn't want you to just get a clip of what someone said in a box about you and thought, oh, this was a Mallory bashing live, because it was not. It was just an educational live that I figured you said you wanted to learn more.
Yes.
And so that's why I held the live, because I just figured it would be more beneficial for lots of people to hear it than to just have the private conversation with you.
Yeah.
But did you ever have any time to look at some of this stuff on the YouTube channel?
I've watched a little bit. I listened to everything you had to say up here. It's been a week. I've just kind of been trying to survive, in all honesty. So my intention was to sit down this weekend and really listen when I can give my full focus to it. I won't lie. Like that's my intention. I do want to be able to be in a space where I'm not kind of pulled in 5,000 different directionals.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's up on my YouTube. Anybody who wants to sit and listen to the whole thing from a couple of days ago and hear people's experiences, it's on my YouTube in 2 parts. So the first 15 minutes is kind of what I went over in Petty's live this evening before it got shut down. And then the second one is a lot longer, but you get to hear from others and their experiences, as well as hear wifey's questions that she had and how we addressed it. So maybe you guys could see if we hold something in the future, you'll see that it was a safe space for you to come and learn and ask questions. And like I said, no question's dumb to me. I'd rather you ask it than to sit in the dark.
Yeah. And I want to say, like, I 100% like respect you, adore you. I think you're extremely intelligent. And I heard what you said over here. And one thing that stuck out the most to me was the walk beside, not in front. And I hate that when I look at it, that is how it's come off with me. And I will work on that. And I understand that. And I have a lot of improving to do. I get that. So I do want to acknowledge that and say, like, that in your message, that was like one of the biggest things I took away.
Queen, real quick, can you just shout out where people can find your YouTube really quick?
It's the same as my TikTok name. So if you look it up, just how it's spelled, Queen of All Trades, with same profile picture, it should come up.
Okay, thank you. That's
You're
all.
welcome.
Can I say something? Mal, I'm glad that you came.
Oh.
And I know I come across as Team Mallory. Like I gotta keep it a buck. I Team Mallory. I think that learning, you wanting to learn as opposed to not wanting to learn. But I think that what has to happen is that the disappointment is if everyone could just be transparent and just keep it a buck. See, I don't like hidden agendas. Like Mallory's here now. Let's address the things. She's here. I mean, like y'all, I mean, what we doing? Like she's here now.
Well, I just
Address them. I thought we had a list. Cause see, I'm that kind of auntie that be like, I'm that kind of auntie. Either we gon' have a nice, good eating down fake dinner, or we just gonna be family and comment and cousins and get better. Cause how can we fight schemers, scammers, looters, liars, and we can't even come to sit down? Because I used to come in hot on Mal. Like I really did. When I first met Mallory, I used to come in hot on Mal. But I've grown to respect and love following Mallory, watching what Mallory's doing. But I could never do what Mallory's doing. I could never do what Pastor Petty's doing. Never. Ever. I don't even know how Pastor Petty do what half of the stuff he do, or Mallory.
And I will say, like, I should have slowed down a while ago and realized what was going on. I've gotten wrapped up in a lot. I've lost friends. I've, been doing all of this stuff on this app and just trying to kind of not realizing I was trying to cope at the same time. And I do think that affected my judgment and some of the things in my life. The things I said and did. I listened to what Rissa said too. And if I've ever done that, I deeply apologize. Like I do. It's not something I've really ever had a conversation on or considered before. And I get that. Sorry. I know like I'm usually more talkative. I'm a little overwhelmed. So
no,
we get it, Mal. We get it. Mal, I'm doing chemo right now. I can show y'all right now. Probably make some of y'all sick, right? But I'm here for it.
Well, and the thing is like I can tune into a live, and I think sometimes I do get a little hard-headed, like tuning into lives and hearing like Florida Man and all of them calling me racist and then making fun of me for saying that I do understand my privilege and check it and try to do better and be better. Like that does that, and it did. I didn't realize how much it was until the other night when I sat in that live Carmen was in and listened. And I did realize like how much things were affecting me and how what I was saying and doing could be hurtful. And I've been thinking about that since then. And something that I really appreciated in that live and heard Carmen say, like, it was the question of if you could give your white privilege up, would you? And that question I feel like is such a loaded question, and really just made me stop and think and realize like it's because of that white privilege that I am where I am right now, both in terms of not realizing what happened and just in general. So I have a lot of thoughts. I just don't know how to say it right now. I would like to address one thing though. In the comments, Rivka did bring up the thing about Nigerian people. Those people with Train said they were from Nigeria, and one of my mods messaged me and said she's married to a Nigerian man and that arranged marriage type situations like that are still socially acceptable. It's not that human trafficking is something they do. Please stop twisting and trying to make things out to be that. It is literally that they are accustomed, is what my mod was saying, to those types of arranged marriages. Nobody said, oh, all these people from Nigeria, human traffic people. So I do want to make clear that that is being misconstrued, and you have 100% made that into something it's not, because you did sit on a live the other night and say that I was basically labeling them Nigerian because of the way they sounded. And I want to make it clear, they said they were from Nigeria.
Wait, Mal. Wait,
Yeah.
Rissa, y'all.
Just
See,
really quick,
I ain't backpedaling. I'm not backpedaling. So who's backpedaling? See, I'm gonna make you famous. Let me make you famous real quick.
No,
What's
she's
your
saying
name?
I am.
Okay. What you mean? Because you wasn't in that live. Because I'm gonna tell you something. In the spots where I be at, if Victoria's in here, I'll be on Victoria's head, y'all. Because I'm telling you, I have no. Mal will tell you, I know racism within itself on both sides of the spectrum. So to say that she's backpedaling, y'all be so petty about some things. Y'all got a problem with us wanting to heal? Is that what y'all got a problem with? Is that because Mal's here now? So see, this is how I am. This is what parenting does, right? This is what parenting does. Let's call it out. Like, she's here, address the issues. But don't be no 1.1 person and just be like backpedaling. No, she stand on what she said. She said what she said what she said. And I'm gonna tell you, she's saying a lot what most of y'all won't even say. Cause I asked that question. I tell my husband, give up your white privilege. I bet you won't. I bet you won't change with your black child. I bet you won't change with your black son. I guarantee you won't, because it doesn't matter. White tea people that are poor, that's your fault that you're not using your privilege. Because you can go into any bank anywhere and use your privilege. If you don't know how to, then you need to go to class with us, and I can show you how to code switch, because we're forced to code switch. I can't wear my braids and cornrows in my head and be in corporate America. Pastor Petty can't let his beard go out. He got to be clean cut. Okay, y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all just want to play. Is that what we doing? Because I'm about.
Rivka, can you please stop trying to make this fight about you when it's about something
Why?
bigger? This is not about why I blocked you. I'm not going to get into it. Can you please stop?
Just my final thought.
What do you mean, Victoria, stay on topic? What do you mean, Victoria, stay on topic? What do you mean?
She's
What do you
saying
mean?
that she's agreeing with what Mallory just said, that we're not.
Absolutely, because I mean, Victoria has no filter. Victoria been around us long enough. She will call you out on it, and she's classy about it. I'm not.
Okay, final thought so I can get down. Mallory, I don't think you're a racist at all. I don't think that you should spend your energy on your platform trying to convince people that you're not. You know you're not. So don't consume yourself trying to prove that you're not, because those who know you well know you're not. When it comes to wanting to learn, I thank you for listening and hearing something that was compelling out of whatever I said to you. Maybe, like I said, in the future when things calm down, I know you've gone through a lot in the last 24 hours, we can have a private phone call conversation and dig deeper into some of that. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I never wanted you to think or get rumors. I know how TikTok is, that, ooh, Queen held a Mallory bashing live. It was not.
And I will say, like, my platform is always open to you. Like, if you ever want to do anything and you want to come over and you want to talk, like, it doesn't have to be in private. It can be in public. Like, that's part of who I am, is that transparency. And I was in a space of hurtness the other day. I had a lot going on. And so that live that I know a lot of people are upset about was never about what was said that day. It was, I was getting threatening messages from Blue saying that he was going to expose me. He had all these messages, blah, 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 Florida man, Skittles, all them were talking about me. So I just wanted to open my platform and say, come up and show your proof. Like, if you've got it, show it. I really needed to process what was said because I didn't want to say something hurtful or harmful. But it's important, I think, to have those conversations in a public manner because it's out there and everybody's feelings are valid. Like, I don't want anyone to feel invalidated. It just was something I wasn't fully ready to have a conversation about yet. And I was in two spaces of hurt that day, and I just wanted to make one go away.
Wait, Betty, what did you say?
I'm going to say something really quick because
Somebody
I
in the
truly
comments.
have to go. I really don't know what all was just said over the past couple minutes, but I know what I said that day, and I stand on what I said that day. It came out as harshly as it did because I was giving you the energy that you gave me. I felt like I had been doing my damnedest to show you both publicly and privately what my feelings are, what the views are, all of the above. Fact is, you held alive. You invited everybody and their mama that has been saying and doing the most horrendous things to you and about you for weeks, months, however. And then I'm the only one that wasn't allowed to get in the box. Not only was I not allowed to get in the box, I then got blocked. Then you proceeded to continue to talk about the narrative from your POV, telling people that I should have reached out to you privately. Why do I have to do that?
I get that.
It's also like I heard you say that I attacked you. All of that is the portrayal that we've been trying to get people to understand is being called the angry Black woman, the loud Black girl. You referred to me as the Black one, not the Black one, but the Black Rissa.
I will
It's
say
like-
that was taken out of context. Someone had commented in the comments.
I watched you,
wasn't
though.
Speaking, and I did say I read the comment and responded to it. Yes, I did. I'm not
But
going to say
any
that.
other way
I
you could
wasn't
have
thinking.
called me mine, my mod, my buddy, my homegirl, the one with the two kitty cats, anything else.
I get it. I do, and I apologize deeply. Like, it was not meant to hurt you, and I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
I just, I don't really want to give it any more energy. It's just extremely frustrating to watch you have talked about
Megan and RT and all of this for months and months and months. You have proof of this. So and so said that. You hate when people assume. We still haven't actually seen the proof of Megan saying she would walk into a crowd. Sorry, there were children. She would walk into a crowd and shout that word. That doesn't take away from who she is, because we know who she is. We've seen it. But the last 3 encounters with me, you have assumed. Flying out of the gate, assuming something of me and inserting yourself into it. And then you're mad that we respond and responding accordingly. I don't know what else someone should have to say to you. Excuse me, a sneeze. I don't know what we should have to say to you to get you to understand or see it, and that's not our job.
I get it. I do.
When someone feels like they're your friend, we want to do those things. But I shouldn't feel like I have to do this for you.
No,
I
I
wanted
get it.
to.
I do.
But at a certain point, it was like, even when I was and doing it in the most pacifying way. What the fuck? Oh.
I think that might have been Rissa.
Sounded like a fire alarm.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Hey,
That was an Amber Alert.
I thought that was an Amber Alert at
It
first.
sounded like a TV warning thing before the old storm stuff came up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm right under it too. But either way, no matter what people think of me or how I said it, I'm not going to change what I said. I stand on all of that. I know it came out the way it came out because I was responding and reacting to what you came into the situation not knowing a thing about what was going on. But when you continue to drag on this race thing with these individuals that we already are fully aware of how they are, it's like, why do you feel like you have to be the champion for this? Who assigned you the position? And even if you wanted to be the ally and say, hey, we need to be aware that these people are doing it, tell us, show us, and then move along. There's no need for anybody, even myself, to be going day to day calling out something that happened months ago or they may have said weeks ago, and I have the receipt but I don't have the receipt and I want to show it, I'm not sure where it is, but you guys all remember why. And in terms of what they said about the Nigerian comment, I watched, I was there. It seemed like another way for you to race bait that conversation, because we get what she did is disgusting. She's going to pay for it in many a way. But you could have gone about it as if she was trying to do this to these international men and be done. But it was driving that point home that they're Nigerian, they're Black, they're Nigerian, they're Nigerian. Why do we have to keep beating that horse? We got it, we heard it, we saw it, move along. But it played into the narrative of she's the champion for these race wars. Here she is to wave the flag on it. It's unnecessary. It's truly unnecessary because we all got it. We watched it.
I get it, and that to me was more of a way to emphasize it was out of the country. I apologize that it came out that way. I really do. It was not meant, and that's something I have to recognize and listen to and learn to do better. That makes 100% sense. So I do apologize.
One thing, like when I originally, not when I met you because I followed you for a while, but when I spoke up for you initially that night, it was a similar type of conversation. And when I was explaining to you why whoever the woman was in that box that night was saying that you're giving YT tears, it's because we believe that you're aware of some of the things that you're doing, but you follow it with that, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying. It's like, at what point are you gonna stop having to be sorry and just do better?
I think that's a
We're all able
lifelong
to
thing,
be
though.
growing and growing up, but it's like, these are some things that not only myself have spoken to you about, I'm sure Auntie speaks to you about it, Queen may speak to you about it, whoever. These are things that we shouldn't really, if you're really trying to grow and develop, you shouldn't have to apologize for anymore, because you shouldn't really be doing it. And then with the stories of, your feelings are valid, I'm sorry you feel that way, those are not real sorries. Those aren't, we don't feel that those are real sorries. If I'm gonna apologize to you, I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I said that to you. I know I did it. I know why I did it, and like, stand on it. If you're sorry, you're sorry. But when you're sorry because it made you feel that way, but your feelings are okay, just means fuck you. And I'm whispering because there's children, but to me, it gives me like, yeah, I'm sorry, whatever, fuck you. I'm gonna keep moving about as I'm moving about. And I've said it over and over and over, perception is everything, especially on the internet, because we don't get to see you day to day. We may be seeing your face, but when you click end, we don't know how you're moving about in your life. We don't know what you're doing. We don't know what you're saying. We don't know who you're kicking it with. And it's really none of our business. But when you make it our business, and we're included in certain things, in certain ways that you're moving and going about on the internet, it becomes a thing. And I say that when it pertains to me, especially because if I said, if you didn't want to let me in the box that night, that's your decision. If you don't want to have a conversation, that's your decision. I don't think I should have to reach out to you privately for anything, especially when we're always public on the platform saying everything that we say. But when I asked you to just speak your truth, tell your story, you can leave my name out of it, the narrative changed. And I became the attacker. I became the aggressor. When, I don't know how many of y'all were here that watched it, it's still on the YouTube. I was the respondent in that whole situation because I was up there on mute. So how did I attack somebody that joined the area I was in and came at me? That's where I get fired at.
I was not coming up. I literally was coming up to say I have the recording, but it was not even going to be about the racism part for me. It was going to be about the fact that she had
wanted to prove I was a
with
hypocrite.
somebody. She had
You
literally
wanted to make me look like a hypocrite. I've heard you speak since then. You were trying to prove that I was being a hypocrite, which I wasn't, because now I've since told everybody why I was up there. You wanted to make me look bad because I had called you on something that you were actively doing after I told you multiple times the way I felt about it. And you continue to do it, and that's your choice. But you came into that live to make me look a certain way, to prove a point. But again, I will say it, it had nothing to do with you.
But you still won't let me talk and say why I was there. Like, that's the problem. The second that I got up there, you were on me. Like, the second I talked.
Nobody asked you.
But nobody asked. Like, Rissa, why could I not come up and say, look, I just want to say, all I had wanted to say was, look, she literally was just sitting with him 24 hours ago, and not even a week ago, he was trying to convince me to do some fallout fight with him and pretend I was mad at him. And I said, no, that's all I had wanted to say was, I think you're getting played.
So why couldn't you allow it to play out and then speak that?
Why couldn't you let me talk for 2 seconds before you attacked me?
Because we weren't there for you. And if you remember, you came up, I was on mute, and you came out spouting off that you think it's ridiculous how you were called out for sitting in a box with blah, blah, blah. That's how that all started.
No, it's not. You started coming at me first. I've listened to the recording, Rissa. I literally said, Petty, I do have the video. And then I was going to go into the thing, and you started assuming that I was here to talk about racism.
I'm assuming When you just said you went up there to say whatever you wanted to say, but you had no idea while I was there. So why not wait and see what's going on and then say, this is what I think about all of that. It
But why
wasn't
could
about you. It's
I
still
wasn't
not
making
about
it
you.
about me, Rissa.
But
I
you were.
literally was there to just say, I think he's literally playing you. They're literally here to keep the drama going.
Are those your feelings?
It's
Those
the
are your
fact
feelings,
that
right?
he goes to people on the back end that he sits with. And
Again,
literally sits there.
those
But
are
again, like, why
your
is it okay for you to
feelings.
come up all the time and talk, but when I did it, like, you were attacking me. It
Again,
did
with
feel
the
that way
attacking,
in the moment, and that is why I didn't
I've
want to have a
attacked.
conversation that night, because I didn't want to say something regretful. I didn't want to say something that I wouldn't have wanted to say. Like, I was in my emotions a lot, and it did to me feel like I got attacked the second that I started talking.
I don't know how many times I have to say, what did it have to do with you? What did it have to do with you? Why did you feel the urge that you had to go in and do it instead of, let's just sit back and see what the hell is going on, and then I'll let her know what I may know, what recording I may have, or what I think they're doing to her, or whatever it may be. What did it have to do with you?
I'm really not here to have this conversation because, in my opinion, I have apologized and I genuinely mean it. And I feel as if you do not want to hear that from me. And I am still not in a space where I feel like we should be talking if this is the way that it is, because I'm not going to sit here and say anything bad to you, because
Sense now.
I
It
like
makes
you,
sense.
Lisa. I do. I still like you, but there are clearly still emotions involved in this. And I feel that mine are being invalidated. You feel yours are being invalidated. And we clearly need
Have I
more
said
time to.
that one time? Don't put words in my mouth.
But you said I didn't mean my apology simply because you think that. And that was putting words in my mouth.
Is that what I said? I said, when I didn't say you, I feel your apology is bullshit. I said people in general, I feel. Now, if you put yourself in that category, check the box. I didn't come up here to have an out and about with Mallory. I didn't. But I'm not going to let you accuse me of attacking you for a situation nobody invited you to. Nobody called for you. It's extremely frustrating to try to say something to you, and it's always, I was trying to do this, I was trying to do that, I was going to do that, you didn't let me do this. It wasn't about you. I don't know what else to say other than it wasn't about you. Nobody called and said, I want your opinion, come help me, come show me a video, come tell me what happened. Nobody asked for any of that. And nobody attacked you.
I think it's just Pastor Petty. What was it? Did y'all see how this just went to the left? I'm just asking y'all. Did y'all just see how
Yes,
everything
and
just
it's
went left?
exactly why I knew this was going to happen,
No,
because it was going to be made into, this is solely about that. It's about the whole picture. It's the
but
whole picture of it.
I agree. I agree to a certain extent, but let me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at life totally different now, and I'm just, my perspective on things is just totally different. But we were at a pinnacle moment, and talking about privilege.
I don't mean to disrespect you, Auntie, but
No, you
I'm gonna
do.
say
You
that
do.
we
My
told you
my
from the
kids taught me that.
beginning.
They said, "Mama, when somebody say
No.
some
I'm saying it because I literally have to go. That's the only reason why I'm
oh, no,
interjecting in
I
this
I don't
moment.
take it
Otherwise, I would fully
disrespectful,
hear you.
Rissa. Rissa, I don't take it. I'm just trying to get back on task of what we were saying, because I was reading, and to all of y'all comment cousins, This is, we were just at 240. When Queen was playing them videos, it was 240 people in there. When Mallory came over here, it get shot up to 500. When Rissa started speaking, this is how much y'all want to see us going back and forth. These are just Rissa is a mod for Mallory. Let's make this clear, okay?
Not anymore.
Well, I don't, I just want them to understand the cousins in the comments, because I can see how y'all liking this mess. And what I don't like is that our assignment is to fight scammers, and they're enjoying this. They're enjoying this to the fullness. And I was hoping, I was cringing the whole time. Like, I still got until 11 o'clock until my therapy is over. But what gets me is, what's sad is that we got to fight within each other, within our own household, right? Because we're cousins, right? But then we got to still fight these schemers, scammers, and beggars and pedos and different things. If I'm wrong, y'all just tell me I'm wrong in the comments. But I ain't never known Mallory not to go hard in. There's one individual, she goes so hard in, like she be on repeat on that individual. And the reason why is because some of y'all don't know intellectually, and I'm not saying that some people are not smart. Sometimes you could tell somebody something 3 times and they still not going to remember it. It has to be a repetitive way of things being taught. That's why I said when Pastor Petty and Mallory does things, it's a reason behind what they do. However, it just grieves me that we're in this comments and we're saying Team Mallory. Nobody's against Mallory. Stop trying to put that narrative out there, because I'm Team Mallory. I've said that from the beginning. Now, I'm saying to y'all is that when my brothers and sisters come to me, my cousins that look like me say, hey, auntie, this is a problem. This is going on. I'm going to drop back and I'm going to look at things. I haven't seen what they have saw. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Is there receipts of everything? I didn't agree with y'all when y'all did that 911 with Blue. Y'all never knew that I was against that. Never knew it. Never voiced my opinion. I thought it was a waste of freaking time.
Oh, parole.
And I thought it was a waste of freaking time, because I thought they were playing in our face, because I watched him go live and be in a whole nother live with them. So my whole thing is that it's y'all pick and choose the battles what y'all want to fight. I'm going to support Queen. I'm going to support Mallory. I'm going to support Pastor Petty. If they wrong, I'm going to tell you wrong. If I'm telling y'all, at least I see Mallory making an attempt. I asked Mal. Mal slipped up and told y'all. I didn't think Mal should have told y'all. I said, give up your white privilege. I can talk to Mal like that. Some of y'all can't, but I do. Be like, give up that white privilege. Just like I talk to Mal, just like I talk to my husband. She said, Miss Carmen asked me, and she thought about it. Most white folks wouldn't even give up their white privilege, but they'll say they don't have any. So I'm Team Mallory. I'm Team everybody. I love all my cousins. It's just grieving me that we're going back and forth and we're being unproductive on something that makes it we can't be arguing within itself. Like, what can we do at this point? Here's what I'm going to ask. What is it that we can do at this point so we can move on? That's my next question. Because I don't like this. This grieves me in my spirit. I don't like seeing it. I don't like it. So I'm going to mute up and I want y'all to tell me what is it that we can do so we can still be able to work within each other. Because they getting rid of these schemers and scammers. Dry begging, I'm so tired of it, okay? I'm so tired of people saying they done had a baby. I ain't asked nobody to help me bury my child. I'm tired. I used to get scammed. Pastor Petty will tell you that's why I don't have Cash App no more. I only have PayPal. Somebody had stole $2,200 from out of my Cash App. So I mean, but it's just small little things. So what is it that we can do, right? Because I don't like when people say we shouldn't be able to help each other on this app. I'm building a community with y'all, and if it was somebody that I've been in counsel with, like me hearing that what Mallory just went through, even though I'm going through something, I still want to be able to help her or Rissa or whoever it was. Like the school teachers are still on strike here in Michigan, in Norvi. And these heifers making big money, but they saying it ain't enough. Making $95,000 ain't enough money to teach your children. So I'm just saying, what is it as we as common cousins, what can we do to be better? That's all. And I'll mute. Please take me out the box.
I think one of the things, like, I just want to say, and someone actually asked in the comments earlier, when have we ever been selective on who's allowed to come up on Petty's boxes? When has it ever been you can't be here because it doesn't involve you? Because that did hurt when I heard that, and I got defensive. I should not have gotten defensive. I really should not have gotten defensive, and I get it. I am learning a lot about myself going live so much. I am learning a lot about this app, and I got overwhelmed. I should have not gotten defensive with Rissa, and I know she can take it if she wants. I am sorry that I made her feel that way. I am sorry that I hurt her. I was hoping, I don't know if she's still here. Again, I did not block you maliciously that night, but you did tell me not to speak on you, and you kept making comments in my chat and kind of going back and forth with people. So I did say to the chat, I did just block Rissa. I'm going to unblock her later, but I needed to be able to have a moment to process what had been done and how I felt about things, because we both have feelings in this. And I didn't want to invalidate yours at any level. And I don't think that's okay.
Can I say something to Mallory real quick? As a white woman who's been trying to unprocess my racism for quite a while now. This isn't coming from a bad place. I don't have any negative feelings about you. And I believe that the apologies that you've given are sincere. But I also think that you have gotten confused about where our seat at the table is. We don't have a seat at the table in the fight against racism until and unless we are invited. We support from beside or behind, not in front. And what you did that day was you came in and you silenced Rissa's voice. And you all but told her to shut up. And nobody that day even knew why Rissa was in the box, because she hadn't taken a turn to speak that day. So we don't know how or what she felt about the situation that was going on. And you made a lot of assumptions about
nobody gave me an opportunity to just say what I wanted to say, which was 100%. They, I believe, are doing this on their own terms, because she was just sitting with him, and on the back end, he literally tries to get people to fake fight with him. Because you can ask me, why did this involve you? Because the person she was up here talking about, I thought was a fucking good friend to me. I thought they were a really fucking good friend. And to have them ask me, oh, let's fake fight, and then 24 hours later come out and say, oh, I'm Snoop Dogg, and try to hurt me, that really hurt.
I'm not responding to what Blue did to you. And if a friend did that to me, I would be extremely hurt as well. But what the issue was you came at Rissa about how she felt about a completely different situation. You came at Rissa about how she felt about the situation between Sassy and Monster. Nobody knew how Rissa felt about that situation because she had sat back silently and let it unfold. She hadn't talked about why she was up there yet. And you assumed, because she was in the box, that she was up there to defend Sassy. And then you used your voice, louder than hers, to silence her. And what I have learned, because I'll tell you what, when I first started trying to unpack my racism and become a better ally, I was the first one to stand up and try to be the loudest voice in the room and talk about how it was wrong and how people needed to do this and this and this. And I realized that as someone who never experienced it, it's never appropriate for me to be the loudest voice in the room. It's appropriate for me to be the one that stands behind or beside and supports, not the one that silences the voices of the people who have actually experienced it. And I'm not saying this to you from a place of negativity. I have followed you, I have enjoyed your lives, and I hope that you don't feel attacked. But I also feel like because you are starting early on in this journey of unpacking racism, you're in the place that I was in years ago. And we cannot use our voices. White people are taught that their voices are the loudest and the most important in the room. And regardless of how well people try to raise us or how much we try to avoid racism, we are always taught that our voices are important and that we are the most important in the room. And that's not true. And you cannot use your voice to silence others.
Like
And that's my point.
you're getting caught up in saying I was up there to speak on racism in general, and that's not why I came up. And that's why I got upset, was because the second that I said I do have the clip, I got verbally spoke to by her. I was not the first one to initiate the conversation. I told her to be quiet because I was trying to speak. I never said the word shut up. And I do that constantly.
We got the full
And I feel as if my feelings are being invalidated because it's being said that I went up there to do this when I know I went up there to try and say something. And I was respectful. I sat in the box quietly for like 2 minutes before I even spoke.
I believe you went up there for a good cause. But then also in the very beginning, she decided to try to speak. And you all but told her to be quiet. And
She told me that I didn't deserve to be up there. That did upset me. She said you shouldn't be here.
The issue we were discussing was different at that moment than the issue that you wanted to discuss between Sassy and Monster.
I didn't want to discuss anything. I literally wanted to say, I think Loca is playing you for views. Because that's what they do. That's what people aren't getting. I wasn't up there to make it about race. I did say, yes, I have the clip. I was there to say specifically, I think your platform is being used because they 100% are doing this on again, off again fighting shit. That's what I wanted to say. And you're making it about the race and that conversation. I got defensive once she told me I shouldn't be up there talking. Yes, I did. But I came up there to literally just say 5-6 words. Like, they're using you. He literally has asked me to fake fight with him before, and I made it fucking clear I'm not going to do that with him. And it's funny, Loca sat in a box with him 24 hours before, and the argument that I came into, she was saying Blue threw her under the bus. That's the exact argument that I said over on my live the day before. When he said shut down that live, I said he's not going to get up there until Sassy goes over and yells at Loca. He just threw them under the bus. Those were my exact words. So for me, when I came in here, it sounded like they were trying to turn it into that to get views, because this entire group of people, whether we want to admit it or not, look at how ridiculously like childish they are being.
Okay, Mallory, you win. I'm going to drop.
It's not about winning.
Can I say something real quick? I'm obviously a very silent watcher. I go in Mallory's lives. I come in your lives, Pastor Petty. And Mallory, I've been wanting to come to you with this. I did DM you. I don't think you check your DMs, or maybe you don't follow me, so you didn't get it. But that live that you did that night where you were calling everybody up you wanted to confront them on things that they've said to you and done, or the video that they said you were a scene from one of his shows. I don't know, but you had voices in the box, and she wanted you to show a video, and this is the only thing I have a problem with, because for what you want to stand for and what you want to bring awareness to as far as racism, to me it was a very poor choice of words. And she said, show me the video, Mal, show me the video, and you said, no, I'm not sure, SLAVE.
He kept telling me to go to her YouTube channel, show her the video, and I said, I'm not your slave. I'm not going to pull up your proof when you're trying to call me out on something.
Okay, but Mallory, do you know that's a very strong word, and it has a lot of content behind it in history?
In your opinion.
Okay. That's all I wanted to say, Pastor Petty. Mallory, nothing against you. I wanted to bring this to you for you to be aware that for me, as a white woman to 2 biracial children, that is not something that I would ever say.
Stop tokenizing your children.
Queen
I'm not
literally came up
customizing
in the
my
box and
children
did
to
say
switch
she
you,
thought that was not racism. I will say that Queen came up in my box that night and was discussing things with me and said she'd gotten a bunch of messages about that. So I have had that discussion with Queen, and I'm sorry if it made you feel that way, but that lady kept coming up in my box and telling me to go to her YouTube channel and play her videos. And that was my reaction to it.
Sorry, I got a call and I thought it was going to echo. Okay, I just wanted to bring it to your attention on how it made me feel. And not that I make a difference, but there are plenty of other people outside of Queen, and I adore Queen. I follow Queen. But I just for me, I wanted to talk to you about it so maybe you could be more aware of it. It's not really the best word to use when someone's asking you to do something and that's your response. That's just my opinion. And as you say, as we all say here, we all have our own opinions and our right to feel certain ways. Again, I don't think you're racist. I just think sometimes words could be chosen differently, and that's all.
It was you, Queen. It was when you came up in my box and you had mentioned several people messaged you because that lady kept telling me to play the video, and I got so tired of it. I was like, I'm not your slave. And you would come up in the box and discuss things with me on live.
Okay, Petty, thank you for having me. Mallory, thank you for listening.
You're welcome.
Can I say something? I am a woman that was born in 61. I have seen racism. I have seen bigotry. I have seen homophobe from the time I was 6 from my father. I know I'm privileged, and I know how bad I've seen him hurt people. I cannot apologize for him. All I can do is be me and try and learn every day. There are times when a subject comes up, especially in Mal's room, where something's said and I hear his voice in my head, and I'm fighting daily not to be that person. As I know a lot of white women who have heard those voices in their head are fighting daily not to be that person. And all I'm asking is for a little grace that sometimes we slip up. Tell us privately. I was the one in Mallory's room that night that asked Rissa, please go private with Mal and talk to her. I had watched both women going through other things, and it exploded that night in your room, Petty, with them butting heads over something that should have been taken off the app, not with the comments that were being made in the room about get Mallory off the app, Mallory's bad, Rissa's this, it needed to be taken private. And I asked Rissa, and she responded to me, but it was her choice not to listen to me. But I have fought for 63 years, and I will never understand what the Black race, what the Mexicans, what the Jewish people go through. I am a Swedish white woman that glows in the dark. I will never understand, and I will continue to make mistakes. But I push constantly to be a better person. And if we can take Mallory's passion on one subject, why can't we take it on another's and give her a little grace? We can't pick and choose someone's zest for life and say, oh, pull it back now. It's time to put back. We don't like you. We don't want you talking on this. Take her aside, talk to her, try and find out where she's coming from. And I hope most of this made sense, but thank you for letting me come up here. Where Carmen is the Black woman in the 60s, I was the white woman. And I just want it to be, I know it'll never be equal. I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, one of the highest rated racist states in the world. There's towns where people can't even drive through. There's shootings of police on the streets because they're Black. I see racism. I just want us all to try and do better. And if I can give you grace, please give me grace. Thank you so much. And Petty, my daughter was a Marine. Thank you for your service. I love you and your wife for all they do. Thank you.
Thank you, daughter. Thank you.
I just wanted to come back up and let you guys know I just posted a video on my main account here with some books for you guys to look at. Some of it has to do with allyship, and some of it has to do with actual Black history in America to educate. And then there's one, it's kind of a cute book where it's things that your Black friends won't tell you, what you should and shouldn't do, kind of thing. So it's good. So if you guys want to check it out, you can. I vaguely remember Mallory saying the slave terminology when she was heated on her live. Lately my brain has been foggy, so forgive me, but I do recall maybe saying that, like, I don't think she meant it in a racist way, but it was just poor choice of words. So you got to be careful on what you say on these platforms. Shoot, I have to be careful on what I say on platforms. And so I don't know if that was me per se, but I do remember her saying it. But I just think it's a poor choice of words at the heat of the moment that she shouldn't have used. And she learned from it. So we're just going to leave it at that. But I can't. I did say that TikTok 2024. I don't even know who you are, but thank you, because I can't remember. Things are a blur sometimes. But anyways, check out my account. Go find a book. If you want to read a book together, just comment on the video which one. Go read the synopsis on each of them. You can on Amazon. And whatever one seems to be the most intriguing and the highly voted for one, I will order the book as well. And we can have discussions on my lives. But thank you, Pastor, for holding this live. I know it's not our typical Petty Springer night, but thank you for all those who stuck it out and wanted to listen. It does speak volumes on the numbers of viewers with this type of conversation. So for those of you who stuck it out and wanted to listen, I appreciate you guys. So I'm going to hop down for the rest of the night.
Oh, I'll 100% own the comment that I told Megan to take her white hood off. Whatever. I don't care. I'll own that comment. I told her it when she was doing something that came off very racist and she was arguing with me. So I'll own it. I said it.
Any final words? Any final words? Sister Shelley, Mallory, any final words?
I will say thank you for letting me up, and thank you for all of the insight and the words. Again, I'm sorry, I'm very overwhelmed the last week or so I'm not like the most eloquent at words right now. I'm just trying to make it through. But I am, like I said, gonna sit down this weekend and watch Queens live. Like, it's always been my intention. It's just really hard. But I am going to say, for the people who have been trying to go at me for months and you have been trying to destroy the friendships, I hear you talking. I hear you saying Pastor Petty and Mallory broke up. They're not BFFs anymore. Like, you're proud. You're proud that Rissa and I aren't friends anymore. You're proud that Petty and I aren't friends anymore. You're proud that people are walking away from me. And you're in people's inboxes telling them what a terrible person I am for months. Your energy cost me my job, cost me something I can't get back now. And it's absolutely ridiculous that you all have gone to this lengths as you sit there and say that I'm going to get somebody hurt. I am here because I'm willing to open up and learn. And I am here and I'm not expecting a pass. So Megan, on your fake account, I'm not here expecting a pass. I'm here because I genuinely want to do better and learn. But you all got to stop doing it to the point to where you're costing people shit in real life. Because doxing mods, getting me fired from my fitness job, I don't get that back. There's not another gym I can go to. Y'all got to grow up. It's ridiculous that we can't have adult conversations on this app without accusations being thrown around. That's my final word.
Hold on. Don't go, Mal. Hold on. I just got a question.
Okay.
I saw like the white hood comment, and I was just curious, what was it that made you make that comment? Because I didn't see it. I have seen
can't
it kind of like
remember. It was
floating
months
around.
ago. It was months ago. I can't remember why I said it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I was curious because I hadn't even heard that. So, okay. That's all
No,
I
yeah,
wanted to know.
I remember saying something about it because she just, it might have been that night we were up till 5 a.m. and she was like trying to start something. But it was months ago.
Oh, okay. I was just curious because people say things and
yeah.
So, all right. That's all I want to know. Thank you.
Miss Shayla, you have any final parting words?
I just want to say hugs to you, Mallory. It's not easy standing up for yourself. I've been fighting it for probably about 60 years almost. I get it. I hear you. And we say things out of anger, and you already apologized. So if you're holding any guilt from that now, that's not your problem. That's their problem, right? If you're genuine when you apologize, that's all that matters, not their opinion. All that matters is you think you made a faux pas and you're trying to fix it, and they're making you look bad, but you don't look bad to me. You look like someone that is hurt, angry, and said things out of context maybe. But you know what? I forgive you, which probably means nothing to anyone else because that's the way society is. But I believe in you, and that's all I have to say. I just want you to know that I understand exactly how you feel because I've been fighting for my own for, like I said, my abuse started when I was 2 years old and it never stopped until June 27th, 2023. So I understand where you're coming from, hon. Don't feel guilty. Don't ever feel guilty. Once you've apologized, and even if you apologize just to make somebody else happy, it doesn't matter. You know that you made a little oops and someone grabbed it and turned it into crap, basically, right? You sat there, you apologized to everybody, and still they had to go at you. That's what I don't agree with. That's all. And I hope you feel better tomorrow when you wake up. I know how it feels. Every time I walk into any kind of life, I get called crack, all that stuff. You know what? I don't even live in the States. I live in Canada. I wasn't taught racism. So we don't treat people differently because of the color of their skin. But if you act like an ass, we'll point that out. It doesn't matter what color you are then. Like right now in Canada, immigrants are shitting on our beaches, and now people are calling us liars about it. So, it's tit for tat. I just let it slide, and there's a young girl on the internet right now that's fighting for my little town to save our longest freshwater beach, and they just crap all over it. So Yeah, no, you're good, honey. You did something really courageous tonight, and I admire you for that. And that's about all I have to say. And Clay, I'm sorry if I embarrassed you by telling you you're exceptional, but you are. You don't think you are, because I had a lawyer, my lawyer today, tell me how good I am, and I had a hard time believing him because so many people have told me I'm not. What you're doing right now is allowing people to talk and interject only when you feel that it's really necessary, like someone's cussing and swearing and all that stuff, right? But you allowing people to talk is a start. And you can kick me if you want, because I probably won't remember how to do this. I spent the day in court, so my brain's mush. So anyways, thank you very much for your platform. If people don't want me here, they just have to tell me. I don't have a problem with that. That's half my battle. It's like, if you have a problem with me, don't pay attention to me. That's it, right? But anyways, you guys have a wonderful evening. And yeah. And thanks,
Thank you
both
so
of
much.
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, and thank you. I'm gonna, as soon as this thing come up, Mallory, I am going to give, I'm going to give, once I have you out of the box, I'm gonna give the people my thoughts, and hopefully they satisfied. You'll get to hear it, and I hope they understand, because I hope they get it from the perspective that I come from when it comes
Can I
to.
say one thing?
Yes, yes.
Megan, if you're going to come in here and troll the comments, just come in here on your main account. It's disrespectful at this point. Okay, I'm done. Bye.
My final thoughts on whether you're saying Mallory should have a pass or Petty should stop messing with her. As I go to bed tonight, taking one sock off at a time inside the sheets that were freshly washed, with 8 Tide Pods on a long wash cycle and 8 spins, very fresh sheets tonight. You wonder if Petty should be done with Mallory. All the people that want me to be done with Mallory have nothing to do with me. Could you put yourself in my shoes? Could you imagine all the people that don't like you wanting you to disown somebody they don't like and they don't like you too? Do that make sense? They don't like you. They don't like you. They don't like me. They not here. They not adding nothing. They don't get in the box over here. But I don't understand why he don't throw her to the curb. I don't understand why he don't call out. Excuse me, you don't like me? Why are you trying to get me to call her out when I can have a conversation with Mallory, who's very open and very open to changing? You, on the other hand, you just want to be one-sided and want to be right. You don't apologize for anything. It's kind of hard for me to be like, yeah, let me do this. Let me call her out now instead of, hey, you might have said this thing wrong. You said this thing, and there was a whole bunch of people watching you that saw you say that, and just want you to correct that. So that way, them folks over there who don't like both of us, they don't like neither one of us. Yeah, it's almost my birthday. They don't like neither one of us, but for some reason, they think I should just be like, oh, bye. But all I could do is just give sound advice, and sound advice is, I don't have friends, but if I associate with somebody, sound advice is continue doing what you're doing. Sorry what happened to your job, but yeah, do what you're doing now, and that's take a back seat, less time on live. Find the time and the hour that you want to dedicate and how much time you want to put into that. And just find less time to be on here. because these folks is they out their mind when it comes to doing the most to folks. They do a little too much, but at the end of the day, somebody who don't like me ain't about to get nothing up out of me. They don't have nothing to do with me. They don't come around. They watch from the window. They don't have anything to do with me. They don't like me. So their opinions really don't matter. Don't hold any weight. So please don't pay so much attention to those people talking, thinking that they're getting in my ear. Those people don't like me. They don't like you. It will be very troublesome for any one of us to start bickering amongst ourselves about people that don't like us. Because the minute that I turn on one of you, they still not gonna like me. And then they're gonna say, look what he did to you. So those are my petty thoughts, and that's why I'm going to sleep as I take off my thing. If they don't like us, it ain't really no reason for me to try to do anything to us if we're all good on this island. We all need to bond. We all need to continue to stay together, lock hold step, hold hands, and don't let them dismantle what we took so long to build. We really built something. They would like to be on the island. Sorry they're not, okay? It's a lot of us good people. So that's how I feel about it. Anybody open to change is we good on that front. As long as we talking on the back end, having those conversations, doing more of what we did tonight, educational moments. We probably need to get with Queen about having days like this where we do education. So it is what it is. We do get messy. We have our fun. We do all that, but a lot.